welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies might have inspired it. But today on the show, it's actually one of our trailer roundup special episodes where Jason Harris from Awesome Movie Year joins us to talk about a bunch of trailers for upcoming movies. We'll guess some puzzle pieces, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll end up covering some of these movies next month and see, where we were right, where we were wrong. But we got a lot of movies to look forward to in October, so that's what we're going to get into today. Before we get to the conversation, I want to remind you, as always, to make sure you are subscribed to Piecing It Together wherever you listen to podcasts, and follow us on social media at Piecing Pod. And with that said, let's get into our trailers for October 2025. Jason Harris, it's time for another month of trailers. I know you're excited about this one because I know you get excited about holiday time.
You're right, Dave. I am excited. It's we're getting to October. We're getting there. There aren't that many holiday trailers in this month, but there were a lot of good-looking trailers. So that's the important thing, right?
Yeah, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I was thinking about our list, and I was like, wait a minute, there's not many horror movies on our list, but hey, it's
I'm
fine.
sure there's more Halloween stuff that we're not covering, but
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with this month, and that's a big thing. So hopefully some of these deliver.
Absolutely. Well, first up, before we get to this month of trailers, we got to take a look back at last month and see what we actually ended up watching out of these movies. And so first up on the list of things that we talked about last month was The Baltimoreans, which surprisingly did open here, but unfortunately I did not get a chance to see. Did you see that?
I think it's on my list for next week. By the time we're recording this at the end of the month, I think I'm going to watch it next week. But yeah, it didn't get a big push. But I'm, as we said, I'm super excited for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks great. Highest to lowest, which I've heard is not very good. Some people raved about it, but some people said it's just one of Spike's worst. But I really don't know what to believe with that.
Have you seen High and Low?
I've not. I know you were just watching it last week, right?
I did watch it. It's obviously a classic, and
yeah.
So now I can watch Highest to Lowest. But
there you go.
It's interesting. You got to give Spike and Denzel the benefit of the doubt. So even with the mixed reviews, I would like to take a stab at it myself and then decide.
Definitely. I'm with you. Next up is The Long Walk, which we did do an episode of Piecing It Together on. And I didn't love it mainly because I'm not really a Stephen King guy. And I find his stories just kind of don't work for me usually, but it's a really great showcase for some great young actors, and it's definitely worth checking out.
Oh, literary maverick David Rosen feels that Stephen King's work just doesn't do it for him. I'm sorry, Dave. What to elucidate us? What is it about his style that doesn't work for you?
I mean, if you want an honest answer, it's that everything just kind of happens because. And that's why, that's kind of in all of his movies or any adaptation of his movies. And so some of them I like, and this would fall on the list of ones that I like. But a lot of the times I'm just like, this is just kind of bullshit.
The man who loves Fool's Paradise said that this happens because.
Well, I love Fool's Paradise because it's bullshit, but so yeah. Jason, have you seen The Long Walk yet?
No, maybe tonight I might go. So I'm really doing great on these last ones. So.
It's good. You should see it. Downton Abbey, the grand finale is up next. I would have went and saw this if Gina wanted to, but even her, a big Downton Abbey fan, was just kind of ignored the fact that this happened.
It seems to be doing well. So.
I'm sure it's doing fine, but it never would have done huge numbers or anything. But of course, there'll probably be another Downton Abbey, even though they're calling it the last one.
There should be. We have a whole nother generation. So.
Next up is Zeno, which I know a friend of the show, Sam Novak, said he actually really liked. I haven't seen any reviews other than Sam's review, though.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, there you go. Good one.
Yeah, it's a little alien, right?
Yeah. It looks just like E.T., but yeah. Next up is One Battle After Another, which, of course, is my most anticipated movie of the year and is not quite out at the time of this recording. I will be seeing it this week. So can't wait.
I probably shouldn't say this, but every year around this time I go to a film festival, And at
Hmm.
least one day of the year, it's in like a multiplex. I don't see films from the festival. I go see whatever I haven't seen that I really want to see on the big screen.
Yeah.
So I think they're getting a little IMAX one battle after another this week for my film
Yeah.
festival. Yeah.
I do not blame you one bit. I used to do the same thing when I used to go to film festivals, and we love the independent cinema, but also
Of
we're
course.
we're out of town to go watch movies, so why not? So, next up is The Strangers Chapter 2, which we could just pass right on over. I don't think it's out yet at the time that we're recording this, but everybody's already hating it from pre-screenings, and everybody hated the first chapter, so I don't know.
There was no need for this.
No, not at all. Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, which I know you were psyched for, also not out yet, but we'll probably blow up the box office.
Come out already! I can't wait anymore!
Holy shit. I didn't even think your mic could go that loud.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
man. It's Gabby's Dollhouse. I get too excited, bro.
Holy Lord. Okay. After that, we had the movies that I was doing live shows for. Well, actually, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. I hadn't confirmed whether I'd do one, and I did not do a live show on, but I did do an episode on, and I loved it. It is not really getting the best reviews. It's getting like mixed reviews. I loved it.
There is a contingency of people who love it, like you.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. I'm excited to hear what you think when you get to it. The three movies that I did do live shows on in September: The Conjuring Last Rites, the quote unquote final Conjuring movie, except for we didn't believe that then, and now it made the most money, the biggest opening weekend of any horror movie ever. So
What a weird franchise.
It's so strange.
Yeah.
So strange.
They need
But
to do a crossover, Conjuring and Furious or something like that.
seriously,
Conjuring.
that would rock. I'd be all for it. Not that good, but it was just a Conjuring movie. A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, which is the latest episode of Piecing It Together at this moment. Also not that good, unfortunately. And Him, which we did last night and will be the next episode at the time of this recording. Also not that good. So really batting 1,000 with live shows.
Well, we
month,
thought it was going to be a bad month last month, and it shows in my lack of viewing. I always try to watch things, but what did I do this past month? Who knows? I was going to go to your hymn show, but all the feedback was how bad it is. And you must be pulling your curls out because everyone says Jordan Peele's new movie is so bad, and I know that bothers you so much.
Oh, it's so fucking annoying. But yeah, and that I really thought that movie was gonna like work. I thought it was gonna be very like over the top and ridiculous, and it's just not good. That's all there is to it. So anyway, I think this month's going to be a lot better. So let's get to our trailers, starting with the return of Shane Black with Play Dirty on Prime. Unfortunately, it should be in theaters. October 1st. This is a new take on the Parker novels and stars Mark Wahlberg and Lakeith Stanfield. And I don't understand why it's been so long since we've had a Shane Black movie, but I'm happy he's back.
Well, he was making $1 billion writing Iron Man and doing that. Who knows?
He made money, but he should have been directing movies.
I agree. I mean, I agree with you on that. This one, it says from the director of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is interesting that it says that and not like The Nice Guys or whatever. But
well, remember, The Nice Guys is a flop despite everybody loving it.
I think it's a cult classic now, right?
It is. So, it's 100% a cult classic now.
This one looks a little more cheeky than I would have liked in tone, but you always give Shane Black the benefit of the doubt. First, it's a group of people and they're going to do a robbery. So pick any one of those you want, whatever. I went with Den of Thieves 2 for the kind of epic setting of it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll leave the Ocean's movies to you, but they say they're going to rob a country, which is like a stolen treasure thing. Which, the underwater safe cracking reminded me of Sexy Beast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I never saw Operation Rouge de Guerre, but this is what I imagine that movie is.
Yeah, that's definitely all of these work, and I feel like this is a movie that whoever I do the episode with, we could easily have like 20 puzzle pieces a piece. Like it's going to be super easy. An obvious one, but to go with the Parker movie, I went with Payback for a puzzle piece here. And then not specifically like for the story or anything like that, but for Mark Wahlberg, who has really not done anything worthwhile in a long time. I was just kind of thinking of that short period of time between Boogie Nights and The Departed where he actually did a lot of really good stuff. And I'm hoping that this kind of calls back to like I Heart Huckabee's Three Kings, Four Brothers, which I really like too. A lot of that stuff when he was putting in good work at the time.
Yeah, I mean, we have this and The Rock making a serious movie this month, so
Yeah,
maybe they'll both pull through for us.
that would be nice. I'm all for that. Next up is Roofman, which will be in theaters October 3rd. This is Channing Tatum in this crazy true story about a guy who escaped from prison, robbed McDonald's, and then lived in a Toys R Us for 6 months. It also stars Kirsten Dunst, Lakeith Stanfield again, Juno Temple, Peter Dinklage, Ben Mendelsohn. Apparently, this one was in like development hell for a long time, and they finally got it made. So that's a little worrying, but it does look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's what's the director's name? Derek Friense, or how do you pronounce his name?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Right.
yeah.
So he makes Few and Far Between, and this is like his comedy. So I'm going to start with a book as a piece. There's a great book called The Stranger in the Woods: The Extraordinary Story of the Last True Hermit by Michael
Okay.
Finkel, which I have read. It's about a guy who lived deep in the woods of Maine for 30 years and no one ever had contact with him. And he would just like rob campsites so he could eat, or like little cabins so he could eat. So it kind of did that. The idea of living in a place you're not supposed to live in is the terminal, right? So
Yeah.
and then there's a lot of like like I put that movie Black Friday, which we didn't really like, but it all takes place in like that kind of superstore, and this one's in a Toys R Us. And you got to go. I mean, he's good at escaping out of sight, and there is the homage to Risky Business with him sliding across the floor in his socks.
Yeah, absolutely. The terminal was the first thing I thought of as well. And then I put Catch Me If You Can as far as this guy constantly outsmarting everybody. And so,
yeah, like the Hermit.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, this looks like a fun one. Next up is Killing Faith, which will be in theaters October 3rd. Guy Pearce, Bill Pullman, DeWanda Wise. It's a Western with this doctor who has to help this woman through this small town, but I don't know, is there like cult shit going on or something? It's hard to tell.
I got it differently. I mean, there's a woman and she takes care of this kid, a black woman who takes care of a white kid, and the white kid has some type of supernatural power that seems to kill what she touches. Like she touches a horse and the horse dies.
We got really different stuff.
I mean,
that's
I just
cool.
watched the trailer, so I don't know what you watched. But
yeah.
So then I think you're talking about the cultish stuff of like, we got to get that kid with them powers type stuff, right?
Yeah.
There is definitely like Guy Pearce is a doctor, and they're like, how does it feel to be a doctor who can't save a life? And that reminded me of our guy, awesome movie year Hall of Fame actor, our friend, the good man Thomas from Stagecoach, right there, where he's playing the wino or the drunk doctor who can't get anything done there. The kid who has powers of either killing animals or making them change, that reminded me of Walt from Lost, which they've never explained. Thank you for that, Lost. And Little Killers of the Flower Moon. There's probably some good old-fashioned old westy timey racism, Dave. Which of course is current day racism, Dave.
Yeah, it's not exactly all timey. It's just all the timey. But I thought you were going to go with Midnight Special for that one, which is not something that I thought of because I didn't even pick up on the whole kid might have superpowers thing. But
literally the entire preview.
Now that you mention it, though, hey, I'm going with Midnight Special. I also went with Hostiles. Speaking of Scott Cooper, who we'll be talking about a few movies from now. That was a really good movie, and having to transport somebody through a town filled with violence. And then I just thought of Sinners as far as just a town full of just all kinds of crazy shit.
Well, and the supernatural vibe too. So
yeah.
Do you think you would have understood the trailer more if Thomas Mitchell was in it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Fun to see Bill Pullman play a role like this.
It is. It's very fun to see Bill Pullman like that. Next up is The Smashing Machine, the one you were talking about with The Rock. October 3rd It is The Rock's big comeback as an actual actor, directed by Benny Safdie, about UFC fighter Mark Kerr. Also stars Emily Blunt, who starred with The Rock in The Jungle Cruise, which I loved, and they're doing a sequel to. But do you know much about this story with this fighter?
Yeah, I mean, for the listeners who don't know, I wrote the World MMA Awards for 2 years. I was big in that kind of space. Wrote for Ronda Rousey before she was famous. Wrote for Chael Sonnen, all these Bruce Buffer, all these people. So Mark Kerr was like at the forefront, like before UFC became like a hot property, right? So it was like that kind of, I don't want to say underground, but off to the side thing where these guys are, the smashing machine, just beating the crap out of each other, no real rules. So
Yeah,
in that regard, you could kind of compare it, even though he was on the downside of his career, to Randy the Ram in The Wrestler, where he's kind of off on the like
sure.
kind of sideshow independent wrestling scene. I mean, to me, it definitely felt like a blood sport more than anything else. Like, the kumite, which is not per se legal or whatnot. And I also had Kingpin in there, even though it's not a comedy, but the idea of like kind of ascending to something that no one really cares if you ascend to or not.
Yeah, yeah. I that's funny. I wonder with Benny Safdie what the tone of this thing is going to be because the trailer doesn't really let on to that too
I
much,
mean,
and
it looks
like
pretty serious and straightforward.
yeah, exactly. And you would expect it to have a little bit more of that safety kind of energy to it. But yeah, I don't know. I had The Wrestler as my first one, and then I also had Raging Bull.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to it. I think The Rock definitely can pull it out when he wants to. It's just he mostly makes this shitty
Yeah, I mean,
trash.
I've been very vocal on here about like just like what is he doing, but he looks like
Yeah.
he's doing really good work in this, so I'm excited for that. Safdie won Best Director at Venice, right?
Oh, that's
So
right. Yeah, yeah.
I hope this is good. From what I hear, it's like, yeah, it's good, but it's very straightforward, and that's fine. So
Yeah,
hey, it's a step
sure.
up for what The Rock's been doing. So
Next up is Steve, which will be on Netflix October 3rd and stars Killian Murphy as a teacher dealing with problem students in the city filled with all kinds of other shit going on. And it looks like it just makes everything awful for everybody. Looks like a great, little showcase for Killian Murphy. I don't know about the rest of the
finally,
movie. Yeah, I
finally, he
know.
gets a showcase. No,
Seriously.
I mean this was a tough one to kind of place. I also like how they did that thing that we always mention from visionary writer, and it's like I don't know who this writer is
I've
even.
never heard of this person
Right. And
ever.
they don't
Yeah.
ever mention the director, but that's fine because the director always gets credit and the writer never does, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. This was a tough one. I mean, like you said, it's a town. Is it like kind of urban and are these kids kind of like thrown to the side? Is it Dangerous Minds, right?
Sure.
Is
Yeah.
it the teacher who doesn't fit in, who has to fit in, like the holdovers? I mean, Dead Poets Society. I mean, I just kind of went with the teachers, fish out of water. We go against the system, but there definitely does seem to be that element of like, he's got some troubles going on, and students, why do you care about us, Mr. Steve, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, but this was a tough one to kind of place.
Yeah, I agree. I did, of course, put Dangerous Minds. It's an easy one to add in there. I thought it was funny that this seems like such a serious story, but it kind of has that Danny Boyle
It definitely
cinematography.
does, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. But and then wasn't there a movie we covered on Awesome Movie Year, maybe 75? I can't remember what it was, but like a teacher students in England, kind of like a lot of like everything shit hitting the fan kind of movie.
Yeah, there were two of them. One, you could say the prime of Miss Jean Brody from
Well, that was a
77.
great movie.
And the
Yeah.
other one was the Lindsay Anderson movie with Malcolm McDowell, If.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. If that I think
That movie's
maybe could
good.
be.
That
Yeah,
movie's that's like a little secret recommendation. And I also watched this. He has a trilogy with Lindsay Anderson. I watched Oh Lucky Man, which is also good.
right on.
So I have one more to go. But Dave, back to Dangerous Minds. Power in the money, money in the power, minute after minute, hour after hour. They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand me, how can they reach me? I guess they can't. I guess they won't. I guess they front. That's why my life is out of luck, fool. Take it.
Been spending most our lives living in an Amish paradise. I love that Jason has to go like after this, and yet he took the time to rap the entire verse of
I know, and
Gangsta's Paradise.
you skipped the "Tell Me Why Are We So Blind to See," but that's
Oh, it's
okay.
right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's move on to Kiss of the Spider Woman, October 10th in theaters. Apparently, J-Lo's passion project. It's an adaptation of the musical. It's directed by Bill Condon. It looks pretty fun. I think it looks like a good one.
I am a little baffled by this. One, because it looks like J Lo's really good, and we know she can be really
She
good.
can be.
I
Yeah.
loved her in Hustlers. I don't know how good she is in musicals, right? But we'll see. But two, like I've never seen the show, and is the show the same structure where there's like a show going on within a show, and there's like
Right.
a jail sequence, and it's like, well, here's what happened in the show and what we have to do. I mean, obviously, Bill Condon, Dreamgirls and whatever other big music, Chicago, right? He did those two, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Or did Rob Marshall do Chicago? I don't remember. So,
No, I think Bill Condon,
all right.
Chicago.
So, anyway, it was a little strange, but I am intrigued by it. So, they do a whole bit about people in jail needing to see entertainment to like kind of get like whatever feeling of life back, and that brought me back to another awesome movie, Sullivan's Travels.
Okay.
The idea of being in prison and finding something to create is Sing Sing, and the setting of the musical looked a lot like Encanto.
Encanto, yeah. Sing Sing, that's a really good one for this. I like that a lot. By the way, Bill Condon wrote Chicago, Rob
Rob
Marshall
Marshall
directed.
directed it, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Uh, but yeah, I also put Babylon for that like love of movies and what movies can like bring out in you. And then I was trying to think what's my favorite like movie where there's a movie within the movie that everybody loves, and I went with For Your Consideration because of Home for Purim, which is just so funny. So
That's
yeah,
good. I did quote Waiting for Guffman to my dad today. He was
nice.
cooking, and I said, "My booby made a kishka. She made it big and fat." My Zadie took one look at it. He said, "I can't eat that." So,
The Woman in Cabin 10
wait,
is
Dave,
up
I got to
next.
tell you something that's important. It's
Yes.
going to be important to you.
Okay.
I'm in, buddy. Babylon Hive, I'm in.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good, good. Yes, we're all very happy to hear that. All of my listeners are very happy.
Dude, I keep thinking about that movie. That's an insane, not fully realized, but pretty
Yeah.
amazing piece. So,
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the Babylon Hive would argue that it's kind of a mess, but it's just amazing. So. So, The Woman in Cabin 10 is up next on Netflix, October 10th. Keira Knightley in a boat-based mystery whodunit. It looks pretty straightforward, but could be all
right.
right.
It's you might as well have said directed by Kenneth Branagh, right? It's
Sure.
Death in
Yeah.
Venice, Murder on the Orient Express, but it looks good. But all
Yep.
these, what I've noticed, Dave, is like because you left one out, I think, from last month, the Thursday Murder Club or whatever,
Oh, I
right?
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all these Netflix movies, they have great people cutting the trailers, and then you get the immediate feedback, and they're like, "It's another dud," and I'm like, "Oh man!" But so I hope
Yeah.
this one isn't in there. This is the super rich, ultra yacht, one percenters. I thought of the underrated Soderbergh movie, Let Them All Talk, where Meryl Streep is on the ocean liner and giving a lecture across the sea, in that one. And Keira Knightley's a journalist in this one. I mean, the menu, that kind of one percenter stuff going on. Then,
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Agatha Christie, Knives Out, and then that FX miniseries Murder at the End of the World, because there's nowhere to go. It's all here, baby. Also,
There you
the
go.
person gets thrown overboard. Did you watch that Netflix, true crime, whatever happened to so and so, whoever got thrown overboard?
No.
Yeah, that was one of those like, whatever happened to Amy Bradley, or yeah, that's
It's about a person who got thrown
yeah. Well,
overboard
no, it's
from a
called
boat.
it's called Amy Bradley is Missing, and it's 3
Okay.
episodes, and she's on a cruise with her family, and then one day she's gone. So we don't know if she fell, jumped, if she was human trafficked. Like there are people who are like, oh, she definitely died. She was drunk, and then there are people like, I saw her on the beach in Suriname or whatever. And yeah, it's all scary stuff.
That's a pretty cool one. I bet Gina would like that. Maybe we should watch that. Yeah, I also had Murder on the Orient Express and The Menu. I also threw Shutter Island on the list because everyone's making her seem like she's crazy. So
I left
yeah,
Triangle of Sadness out there for you, but I'm surprised you didn't take it.
yeah, sure. That we could throw that on there too. Why not? Next up is Anenome. Anenome. Yeah, I did it right the first
Let's
time.
go.
October 10th in theaters. The ultimate Nepo baby movie of all time because Daniel Day-Lewis's son, Ronan Day-Lewis, got Daniel Day-Lewis out of retirement to star in his movie, which they also wrote
Yeah,
together.
so there you go.
Amazing. Also stars Sean Bean and Samantha Morton. It's a little tight on what exactly is going on here, but it seems like they're just kind of at each other's throats. And
Well, let me take it from you here.
all
First
right.
of all, it looks beautiful, right? The
Oh, it looks
colors are,
wonderful.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
from what I can tell, Daniel Day-Lewis was part of the IRA, Irish Liberation Front, and he was fighting in the Troubles for a free Ireland, for Northern Ireland, maybe. And then he had to go into hiding and for like 20 years, and now he comes back out of hiding and he and his brother are having it out, as far as I can tell, in like a nice, very beautiful, lush green cabin on the Irish, hillside.
Sounds
Basically,
good.
it kind of reminded me of the Lighthouse, but with
Yeah.
the Irish politics involved with it.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
I mean, I'm pretty excited, and those two are going to bring it. So, I had that, and I'll recommend another book that was also a mini series based on the book. Probably my favorite book, maybe of the entire century, Say Nothing by Patrick Radden. He's all about the Irish Troubles.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but
No,
sounds
you sure
good.
don't.
You know I don't. I love that you brought the lighthouse up. That's great. I went with The Shining. Just in the remote place and guys going nuts. I also went with the opening scene of Inglorious Bastards, where they're hiding under the floorboards and there's just all that intimidation going on and everything like that. And then, I mean, it's obvious, but in There Will Be Blood, there's the whole back and forth with the supposed brother and are they, aren't they? And are they going to kill each other? What's going to happen here? And so I think that there's a little bit of that kind of thing going on here with these two characters. And who better to have that with? Sean Bean is an awesome person to go against Daniel Day-Lewis. So
These seem like, from the Irish Trouble standpoint, that these were part of the Republicanists. You can't say Republican without a little dirty tinge to it
mm,
right now. But the people who
yeah,
wanted the free Ireland,
yeah,
and they fought against the loyalists who wanted the Catholic, the English rule. And there's a lot of projects out there of people who went into hiding and are coming back out. Bodkin deals with that a little lately, and can't recommend the book Say Nothing enough.
right on. Next up is After the Hunt, which will be in theaters October 17th. Luca Guadagnino's new film. It's a kind of Me Too cancel culture themed film, which I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of negative responses to this, but I do wonder how much it's because of whatever it has to say about, this kind of stuff. But it stars Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, Michael Stolberg, Chloe Sevigny, Ayo Edebri, and yeah, it's about a teacher who a student accuses one of her coworkers of something, and no one knows who to believe about anything.
Chloe Sevigny, who almost got canceled this weekend for taking pictures with Marilyn Manson, right?
We're
So,
we're in a fucking weird place the last few years, but
so the first thing you think of is Tar, right?
yes,
But
of
it
course,
doesn't seem like the Julia Roberts character is being accused. Like you said, it's a student accusing either another student teacher of misconduct, or, as she says, crossing the line. And then she goes to Julia Roberts and is like, well, I thought I should tell you because of your past, which we don't know about yet. So
sure,
we'll have to see what that is. So, the ones I picked were Tar. The idea of someone having such a hold over their students. Wonder Boys, another awesome movie.
sure,
I picked Gone Girl, in that we don't know who's telling the truth here for what reason yet.
yeah, yeah.
And then lastly, a high recommendation that I bet you've never watched. It was on Netflix. It's a limited series. It's called The Chair. Do you know that one?
Oh shit! I think I did actually watch
Like
that.
Amanda Peet, I think, co-wrote it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, Sandra Oh, Jay Duplass. And it was about a teacher getting in trouble for,
yeah.
students didn't like what he had to say. That was a great limited series.
That was pretty damn good. I don't watch a lot of those, but yeah, that was good, and I did watch that. I will go. Of course, I had Tar instead of Your Gone Girl. I'll go with Doubt, the Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Sure.
Meryl Streep. But yeah, I think this is going to be really good. We could also go. Speaking of awesome movie year movies, with The Hunt, which was a pre-Me Too movie, kind of. So
Yeah. A
yeah.
pre-2 movie.
There you go. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Next up is The Black Phone 2, which will be in theaters October 17th. I will just say right now, I disliked the first one. I thought it was absolutely terrible. But Ethan Hawke we love, so it's fine, whatever. If he gets a big horror franchise, I'm
He's
happy
already
for
had
him.
one with The Purge.
That's true. So
I
give him
mean,
another one.
I didn't see the Black Phone. I know people like it, but literally in the trailer, they're like, "We killed you," and he's like, "But what's death?"
Yeah.
It's just a step, and I'm like, is he ghost murdering them now? Is he not
Yes, he is.
murdered? Like, it's just like, oh man, this movie we didn't think would do well did well. Write it backwards so we can get him back out there, right?
Yeah. Well,
So
I'll jump in first actually with the first most obvious puzzle piece ever, which is Nightmare on Elm Street, because it's
right,
Freddy's story.
right, and they
This is
even
what he's
say what
doing.
happens when you get killed in your dreams, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to
So
go along with classic horror like that, I'll take Halloween. Every time you think Michael Myers is gone, he keeps coming back, right?
yep, yep.
So we can go there. I had long legs because of the idea of like seeing things in dreams and
Mm,
everything, which I don't even
okay.
remember. But and then yeah, just all the whatever. She's spinning in the air. It's The Exorcist. Yeah, Paranormal Activity. I don't know, man. Just pick, whatever ones you want. It feels derivative of everything.
It kind of does. I was trying to think, aside from Nightmare on Elm Street, I was trying to think of a sequel that takes the action to the snow, because it seems to be a pretty big part of the setting and just like the whole
Rocky
vibe of this
Four.
one. Hey, sure, there we go. Rocky 4. That's my other puzzle piece. I'm with it.
Perfect.
Yeah, done. Moving on. Pets on a Train is up next.
Fuck
He's
you.
shaking. He's shaking his head. Before watching this, I thought for sure this was going to be a take on Strangers on a
I
Train,
was I
and
was excited about that. Like, oh, they're
yeah,
gonna do a Hitchcock roundup on with pets, and which of course could have been Throw Mama from the Train with pets.
yeah,
So
yeah, but that's not what it is. It's a whole other thing with pets and action and all the things that we come to expect from these
it
movies.
looks
But
so
I don't
bad.
know. Yeah.
Bullet Train, kill
Yep.
anything where a train can't stop. And
Yep.
then these animals have to work together to get food and Isle of Dogs. Leave me alone.
Sure. Sure. We'll move right along because I had the exact same shit. So moving on to what I think looks great. Good Fortune on October 17th in theaters. This is Aziz Ansari's, speaking of Me Too, return after kind of disappearing for a while after some allegations, but he's back
Well,
with a
be a
movie.
little more clear.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
wasn't he was Me Too because he went what seemed to be a bad date, right? Like it
Yes.
wasn't like
Yeah.
he,
Yeah.
so I think it's, look, we're not making light of any
Sure.
allegations or assaults, but like, dude, like this wrecked this
It
dude's
was,
career
yeah.
when he
Yeah.
was at the height doing one of the most genius television shows that
So
was
good.
on Master of None, those first two
Yeah.
seasons. And then, he basically went behind the camera for season 3 and no one liked it. I didn't even watch that third season, but it really bummed me out. And we hope Aziz gets back everything that he was doing because he's such a unique creative mind.
I completely agree, and yeah, it's funny. I was messaging with our friend Q about the whole Aziz being back thing, and how all of the articles are like Aziz, who hasn't been around for a while, has this new movie, and it's like no reference to anything about what happened. Just like he's just he's been busy or something. But no, he's back with a movie. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It looks like it's about an angel played by Keanu Reeves who gives this struggling guy played by Aziz Ansari money to show him that money doesn't solve all your problems, except it kind of does. And then he has to kind of fix that because now everything's all screwed up.
Well, he also
It's a great
switches.
idea.
He also switches lifestyles with
Yeah,
Seth Rogen, who's the rich guy. In fact, Trading Places, which is my first piece. I
sure.
actually think that the trailer uses the song that they play from Trading Places
Oh,
in
really?
the party scene where I've been waiting
Nice.
for you all night, Billy Ray. I think so. I don't know, but that's my first one. He's an angel, but he's smokes and he's like whatever. He's like not the typical angel. That's Dogma,
Yep.
and it's a wonderful life just to see how good your life is. So, if we're going to stories, it's back to the Prince and the Pauper. 3 literary references this episode. Blah, 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 blah.
You're so smart, Jason. You've got so many really great deep
Go on.
pulls. Yeah. Okay. I had the same 2 puzzle pieces, not counting It's a Wonderful Life. So, yeah, no, I'm excited about that movie. I think it's going to be great. So I've got live shows coming up on Tron Ares on Thursday, October 9th. The Last Dragon on Sunday, October 19th, which Jason will be on, and Bugonia on Thursday, October 30th. I also might be doing a show on Good Boy on Friday, October 3rd.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be great. And then, of course, we have the Springsteen movie, which for Jason, I would love to do a live show. I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, you got to schedule it on a night that I'm free then. So,
yeah,
but
totally.
we're going to do Lost Dragon for the 40th anniversary. And might I say right now, we should all go in costume.
I think that would be a lot of
fun.
fun.
Character costume. So
yeah, maybe we will do that. Any thoughts on those other ones that I'm doing the shows on?
I mean, Good Boy, I know is one you're excited for because it's the horror movie dog point of view, right? So
yeah, which I had that idea years ago, so I'm happy someone's making it since I'm never gonna make a movie.
Good try.
So,
Tron Ares, the last Tron wasn't bad, and the first one's fun, so we'll see. Begonia, of course, is Yorgos and Emma Stone, and supposedly Jesse Plemons is the breakthrough for the Oscar. But if anyone's winning an Oscar, baby, it's Jeremy Allen White as Bruce Springsteen. Deliver Me from Nowhere. I don't know about the movie. It's all about the making in Nebraska, so it's at least a confined period as opposed to like the annoying biopic, overarching things. Seems to be getting pretty good reviews out of Telluride, and it's your guy Scott Cooper, right?
Scott Cooper is great, and it's just these movies, they are so lame, but we'll see. I'm hopeful for it. So
yeah, I mean, I think Strong and Alan White, both the Jeremys, are getting Oscar nods for this one.
So. Could happen for sure. So yeah, a lot of stuff to look forward to in October. Jason, is there another movie you watched recently you'd like to recommend to our listeners?
Dave, I'm going to stay on my documentary kick for you, although I could go and tell you how much I enjoyed Final Destination Bloodlines. 2 for 2 this month, Dave, for you right there.
Hell yeah.
Well, we just, So I'm going to pick, it's amazing. It's 5 hours long. I couldn't believe how good it is. Billy Joel, and So It Goes. The Billy Joel documentary is so good. It's so good. Watch this documentary. I don't even think you have to like his music to enjoy it. It's such a good documentary.
We watched about the first 45 minutes so far, and it's already great. I hope that we'll make time to get back to it and
do it, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You hope you'll make the time if you want to.
It's difficult.
Don't be a baby.
Gotta watch all these freaking movies all the time. Jason, where can people find you and everything you're up to?
Jason Harris Comedy for now, because comedy is outlawed in America until they take that name from me. Jason Harris Comedy or J Harris Comedy on all the socials. Go for Jason on Letterboxd. We're running tons of trivia nights around town. You can just hit me up or follow the trivia party. And awesome movie here. That's our podcast, Dave, which we referenced a lot. We just started 1971. Speaking of recommendations, how much fun did we have watching Fiddler on the Roof?
It was great. It was absolutely great. Yeah, so much fun. Jason, as always, great having you here. We'll talk to you again soon. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation about some of the films coming in October 2025. Thanks to Jason Harris for joining me on that one, and thank you to all of you for listening. If you're enjoying piecing it together, make sure you are subscribed wherever it is that you're listening. You can also follow me on social media at PiecingPod, and don't forget to join our Facebook group, Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces, where we continue the conversation about all the movies we talk about here on the show. Let's see, what else do we got going on this month? I mean, it's my birthday. That's going on this month. But aside from that, we've got those live shows coming up. So check piecingpod.com to enter to win some tickets for those. And speaking of entering to win tickets, I've got a contest going on right now, if you're listening to this the day that it goes out. Over at our record store, Wax Trax Records, we're giving away 2 tickets to the Best Friends Forever Festival here in downtown Las Vegas. That festival has a lineup including Minus the Bear, Jawbreaker, Jimmy Eat World, Rilo Kiley, Cursive, a whole bunch of cool bands. And you can win tickets by just coming down to visit me at Wax Trax Records at 2909 South Decatur Boulevard, 10 to 3 every day except Wednesday. We're closed on Wednesdays. Just come down, take a selfie, tag us at WaxTraxLV on Instagram. You can also tag us on Facebook, wherever you want to tag us, and let me know that you're doing it, and you will be entered to win tickets to the Best Friends Forever Festival that's happening October 10th through 12th in downtown Las Vegas. So lots of stuff you can enter to win right now from me, Wax Trax Records, and that's it. I don't know why I said and. Anyway, come on down and see me at Wax Trax Records. And with that said, let's close this out with a piece of music like I always do. What should I play today? Well, you know what? It's October. We're getting into scary season. I'm going to skip on the Pup Pups for a minute, like I always have been doing lately with the closing songs, and instead go to one of my many, many, many horror type tracks. And I will go with, I put this out last year. It was the film score Blind Malice for a short film that you can now watch. It's now available on YouTube from director Chris Johnson. This is the main theme, the Blind Malice theme. So hope you enjoy it. Check out the film on YouTube, and we will be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
an All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.